Hey YouTube, thank you so much and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my labor and delivery story. I recently gave birth to a beautiful baby boy, and if you're interested in this video, then please keep on watching. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Just breathe, okay? That pressure is very intense. You breathe in and pressure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A lot of pressure. Breathe and push. Push, push, push. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, we got 2. There you go. Can you tell everybody hello? Can you tell everybody hello? Hello? So this is Mr. Timmy David Paul Hill III. He was born on April 18th, 2019 at 7:05 p.m. Coming in at a 6 pounds, 5 ounces, 19 inches long. My perfect little blessing. He want to be held now. As you can see, I am a new mom, and if you are a mom, you understand that sometimes when you're trying to do stuff, you have to stop and tend to him, i.e. while I'm trying to record this video, I have to get him. But anyway, he wants to hang out. He had just woke up. He was laying in this little docker tot here, but he wants to hang out, and that is okay. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. But anyway, so like I said, he was born on April 18th in the afternoon at 7:05 p.m. My laboring process wasn't really that bad. I went into the hospital the day before on the 17th because I was supposed to be induced, but they kept on pushing me back because they had critical patients coming in that needed to deliver ASAP. But anyway, I went into the office on the 17th of April just to be checked out because I didn't know if I'll be able to go in there and we can be induced. And when I went in, the baby's heart rate was dropping very low, and the nurse practitioner came in and they kept monitoring me, but his heart rate would not come up. So they went ahead and sent me over to labor and delivery that day just in case, just to watch me, and plus I was scheduled to be induced anyway, so they just went ahead and sent me and made me like one of the first priority. So I didn't deliver on the 17th, so what they did, they had me in a holding room, and they had me in a holding room and monitoring me all day, and they moved me later on that night around 9 o'clock to an actual labor room to start the induction process. So they placed the Cytotec, which is the little pill that goes into your cervix, around, it was like right around midnight, and pretty much I slept, nothing happened. They placed that one at midnight, and then they placed another one around 4:30, 5 o'clock. Nothing happened. So on the morning of the 18th, he was looking good. His heart rate had come up. Everything looked good. My blood pressure was great. Everything was fine. I still wasn't doing anything with the Cytotec. They had checked me, and I had went from 1 to 2 centimeters by 9 o'clock that next morning on the 18th. So around 11:30, I started feeling a little bit of pain, and I'm not gonna lie, I was already worried about how the pain was gonna feel because everybody's like, oh my goodness, the labor process is horrible. I thought I was gonna die. So I had already made up in my mind that I was gonna get an epidural. My mom and my mother-in-law tried to talk me out of it for various reasons, but epidural, please. So by the time I hit 2 centimeters, I think I was so worked up because I had heard all these horror stories about how labor is gonna be, that I felt like I was just like, just go ahead and give me the epidural, and let me go ahead and get it now. I'm at 2 centimeters. and I'm already hurting. I'm cramping every 5 minutes. Felt like, just go ahead and give me the epidural. And the anesthesiologist actually was the one that said the sooner you get it, the better off you'll be, the better it'll work. So they was like, we can give it to you at 2 centimeters, that's fine, and you know, you can get you some rest and sleep. And so she was giving me pain medicine just in case. I forgot what the name of that pain medication was, but she was giving me that. And then when I hit 2 centimeters, the anesthesiologist came in and he gave me the epidural. Now that mess was the worst thing. I only had to have it once, but I don't know what I thought it would be like, but I thought it would be better than what it was. I don't know, just the sensation from what you feel when the needle goes into your back. I was very nervous. I was hurting. I couldn't sit up straight. And then when I finally got a chance to arch my back, because my husband was right there in front of me trying to calm me down, and he pushed that needle in my back, I just thought I was gonna die. I don't know what I expect. I think that was the worst thing out of this whole process, because I didn't have a, you know, just a horrible labor and delivery process. The epidural was the worst thing to me, just giving it to me. And so anyway, the anesthesiologist finally got it in, got me calm. And the first time, I guess the way I was laying, I felt all the medicine. What's wrong? Yeah, lay like this. I felt all the medicine go to my left side, and I told my husband, and I told the anesthesiologist, I said, I feel more on my left side than I do my right. So he went in and he made some adjustments, and I was, you know, able to feel more on my right side. So got that done. After about 30 to 45 minutes of dealing with that, I was able to relax. I still felt some pain when the contractions came, but it wasn't bad at all. And pretty much I slept the entire day. The nurses coming in and out, checking on me, checking my blood pressure, all that stayed good. My husband come out, my family was coming in and out, checking on me. I hadn't really progressed much. I stayed 3 centimeters from like 11:30, 12 o'clock to about 4 or 5 o'clock. So the day shift nurse, she was like, well, don't look like I'm gonna be able to deliver you. Look like the night shift nurse is gonna deliver you, which I was really hoping for anyway, because all of the nurses did awesome. Every nurse took great care of me. I was extremely pleased. But my night shift nurse, Jessica, she was amazing. I love her. She was great. And I think because one time before when I went, when I was hurting before I came in that day, she was my nurse then, and she just made me feel so welcome. She told me about round ligament pain and just different things that was going on. I felt like she hit the needle dead on the head with what was going on at that particular time. So, and she had been a labor and delivery nurse for like 8 years, so she knew what she was doing, and so she made me feel really, really comfortable. But anyway, she happened to be my nurse again, and right as the time was changing, and Michelle, that was my day shift nurse, Michelle was awesome as well. And right as shift was changing, I was getting ready. I was progressing pretty quick. The nurse came in, and I went from, I went from 6 centimeters to 10 in about an hour's time. They stopped me up trying to make the baby, you know, come down head first, and it started coming down, and I went from 6 to 10 all within an hour. And so the nurses came in, that they called the patient doctor, which the way that they do things at my particular hospital, I did not like. My L&D doctor was there, but that he was going off shift. So the on-call doctor, OB doctor, was the one that delivered me, which he did a good job. I mean, I don't have any complaints, but I still didn't like the fact that my doctor didn't deliver me. But anyway, so that's how that went. They got me up. I think I pushed maybe 3 times, like 3 sets of 10, because you know they count to 10. So I think I pushed like 3 of those, and he was out. And yeah, he came out, he was fine. It was a vaginal delivery, everything was fine. He did rip me, and I had to have stitches. Now I did feel that, I felt it when he was sticking that needle up me to numb me. I felt that. I didn't like that at all, but he stitched me up and everything. My bleeding was good. They massaged my fundus like they were supposed to. And he did really, really well. I did really well. I was very thankful. It wasn't until the next day that his blood sugar, he shake a lot, and my husband and I was concerned. Me and my husband are both nurses. My husband is an ICU nurse, and I do med surg in hospital and home health outside of the hospital. And we were both concerned with his blood sugar because he just kept doing a lot of shaking, postpartum. And so they checked his blood sugar, and it was down. And I was so distraught. I was so upset because, they was like, okay, we just gonna keep an eye on it. And they want it to be 50 and above. Was it 50 and above? They want it to be 50 above. They want it to be above. Let's see. They wanted 3 consecutive numbers over 50. And it seemed the first time they checked it was like a 45. And then they checked it again, it was a 48. And then they checked it again, it was a 49. And so, like, I was so upset. I ended up not being able to leave he ended up not being able to leave the hospital, which I stayed with my baby because I told him, you can discharge me all you want, but I'm not leaving until I have my baby. And so he ended up having to stay an extra day to see about getting his blood sugars up, because it seemed like I could not get over 50 to save his life. But we finally did. I prayed and cried all night and pretty much asked him, hey, what can I do? And the lady was like, well, just continue to give him your breast milk, because I am exclusively breastfeeding. So give him the colostrum, because that's what comes in first. So I was giving him that. And they had me feeding it to him through, out of a spoon to make sure he get it. So I was doing that, and it seemed like it just would not come up. So I remember that night. It was the night before Easter, because we went home on Easter. I prayed. I was like, Lord, please let my baby blood sugar just go up. Let us get the numbers we need so we can get to the pediatrician and, keep a check on him. And that particular night, the night before Easter, we started getting our readings over 50. And I was so glad, because the nurses, I was already having trouble with just trying to breastfeed in general. I was a new mom, and the way that I had him latching on, it was wrong. It was very painful. He was pinching my nipple, which that when you breastfeed, you need to put the whole areola in his mouth or in her mouth, and I just wasn't doing that. So I was already struggling with not feeling like I was feeding my baby enough, and now his blood sugar was dropping. I was a total mess. But needless to say, they got all that taken care of, and we ended up going home on Easter. And then they let us go ahead and go to the pediatrician that following Monday, and everything was fine there too. So, like I said, the labor and delivery process, the actual laboring process wasn't that bad. My mom was like, oh, you cheated. I was like, she's like, you were supposed to have epidural, you're supposed to feel everything. No, I was very pleased, because I was already scared, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna die. Because literally anybody that if they talk to you about the labor process, I hadn't heard anything good. Well, it did hurt, and it was like, it hurts, and obviously you're gonna die, you ain't gonna want no more. It's just, I had all these negative things in my mind about the laboring process, to the fact that when I got to those 2 centimeters, I was already worked up, because I felt like I knew what was coming. So I had him give me the epidural. Just like I said, getting the epidural, that particular process was the hardest thing. Pushing him out, now the pressure was intense, but it didn't hurt. It was just that it was pressure, like seriously, like you're trying to push a bowling ball out your vagina. And but other than that, everything went well. So my labor and delivery process wasn't that bad. If you haven't had a baby, or if you're pregnant now and you're worried about what's to come, my experience wasn't terrible. My labor process wasn't bad. I got my epidural really early, and I slept, and when it was time, they checked me throughout. When it was time, it took me a while to move up in my centimeters, but when I would position myself and change, it got better, and I was able to push him right on out when the doctor came. It wasn't until after I had him, which, I have a lot, you'll have a lot of bleeding. And then when we were dealing with his blood sugars being too low. But other than that, my labor and delivery process wasn't bad at all. It wasn't nowhere near like I thought it was gonna be. So I'm very thankful for that. So he is now, because today is May 24th. So he is now 5 weeks as of yesterday. Look at him, he's so precious. I mean, literally. It has been the best thing ever. One thing that has been consistent from what I've heard from everybody is when you have a baby, it is very life-changing. You discover a love that you never thought you would have, and you just so full of joy. And he has brought nothing but joy to me, my husband, and our family's lives. And I just look forward to watching him grow. He already is so much bigger. I remember whenever he was first born, he was so small. And as of Tuesday, he went to Dr. Tuesday of this week, he was 8 pounds, 9 ounces. So he's growing like he's supposed to. And I couldn't be any happier. So like I said, that was my labor and delivery story. Thank you all so much for watching. And I think my next video is going to be the newborn must-haves. I watched a lot of those videos as well, and pretty much went out and dang near about everything I saw that I was told that was a must-have. But I quickly learned that was not true. Some things are just not necessary. I enjoy having them, but a couple of items I haven't even used. So I will be doing that video next. If you have any questions or concerns or comments, please drop them down in the comment section. If you like this video, please give my video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. It is totally free. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.